Hey, don't be a sore loser. And then they start fucking fighting each other, kicking all over the place. And she go, like they're going full hooked on the Ken right now. Like, look at these bitches are fighting with their feet. Alright, so犬になったらepisode 7. Unfortunately, my episode 6 review got fucking age restricted because I'm not willing to like censor the episode more than I already have, and I already did a really good amount of censoring, but apparently that's not enough for YouTube, so YouTube decided to just fucking put the hammer on my goddamn video. So now I can't, you know, get more views from the video, but I guess it's not really a big deal. Whatever. Because this episode's a little bit better, funny enough, even though there's more nudity and everything in that episode, in the previous one. But whatever. Now we're starting with episode 7, and we're on book 2 now of犬になったら, so let's get started. Alright, so right now it automatically deviates from the manga chapter, because it starts at the end of chapter 10. It's in a different order. The beginning of chapter 11 shows Pochita having his memories, and how he got that chocolate from that mysterious girl, and how the chocolate that he ate on Valentine's Day that supposedly was from Inukai-san, which we know probably fucking wasn't. He ate it, and then, you know, it ended up having a weird side effect on him, and he became a dog. So it starts like that instead, because in the manga, that's the beginning of the 11th chapter. We're on chapter 10 right now. So it emphasizes the flashback more in the beginning of the episode than it does in the manga, because the manga saves it for after this chapter. I think that's interesting, because they might be introducing the mysterious girl earlier than intended, because she's not introduced properly until more than halfway, I think, through the second book. Because I have the book right here, and I believe it's like about halfway. But I don't mind them doing this in a different order, because they might need to speed through to, you know, get it within the 12 episodes, or they might just skip certain chapters that might not be that important. Even though I'd rather they adapt like every single chapter, because I do like each chapter. But it's like, I don't know, if they're not gonna do it, then they're gonna have to try and like speed run through this and try to like just skip through certain chapters and ignore them, or condense them into like 2 chapters into like 1 episode or something, like they do sometimes. So I'm not really sure what they're exactly planning, but hopefully that means that we can get to some of the bigger moments of the manga, like either within this season, or maybe they'll save it for the second season. But you can see in the opening that they actually show her face for like a brief second. Because in the original version of the opening, they don't show her face at all. They just kind of show her from behind. They actually show the what her face looks like. And I actually forget her name, because they reveal her name and everything later in the manga. But like, she's like this. I can't spoil it. Alright, so now we're on chapter 10, episode 7. So now it continues, after the opening, it continues the same way as the manga. So it's Inukai-san. She sees him, he wakes up, and then he's remembering again his memories about the girl that gave him the chocolate. Yeah, see, I'm pretty sure they weren't from Inukai-san. That girl just lied. He's like, I have to find that girl again. Yeah, so, yeah, then it cuts back to Nekotani. He sees Nekotani sitting down. And she's like, oh, hey, you're awake. Good. Now, yeah, like, oh, yeah, he's like, oh, I'm in Tsukishiro's room? He's like, I guess I got exhausted. And she's like, wait, but how did you know Pochita was in her house? She's like, hey, Karen, how did you know that? She's like, oh, I put a tracker on him. And he's like, wait, wait, what? I had to go home and get the locator. He's like, wait, what? Where did she put that? You've got a screw loose. Where did she put a tracker on me? He's trying to find it. I don't think he wants to know where it is. Yeah, and then Tsukishiro wakes up. It's weird, because in the manga, she's like on her bed. But in the episode, she's already like standing up. So she's like, well, Senpai's my dog. I don't want you to have him. And she's like, well, what gives you the right to say that that's your dog? Pochita belongs to me. Okay, I need to pause this because I need to read this, because this part is fucking hilarious. Because in it looks really funny in the manga, but I think in the anime they made it better. It's more exaggerated. So this is the part where Inukai-san decides to just go completely fucking obsessive. And then she just starts listing like every possible fact that there is about the dog that she lives. She says he has 19 million 228 hairs on his furry body. 11,032,925 of which are brown. Like, how do you know that? Seriously, how do you? And then her eyes start glowing. She's radiating like this evil energy. Yeah, and it's like his tongue is 6.2 millimeters long. When you lick his nose, his tail swishes at 8 wags per second. Oh my god, her eyes are completely fucking red. He can hear sounds up to 45 meters away. Everyone's freaking out. Even Pochita doesn't understand what the fuck for. How does she know all that? When he's excited, he breathes alternative between ha's and huffs. He's like, you could stop now, please. When he wants attention, he pretends to flop over and start staring right at my pretty panties. Which he's doing right now. Then wriggles himself into a better position so he can see into my skirt. He's like, please have mercy, I can't take it anymore. She's like, well, do you have proof? Objection, do you have proof? Something that proves that he's yours? She's like, alright, fine, then I'll prove it. She's like, if I tell Pochita to go home, or to go to my house, then he'll go into my skirt. And he's like, oh, right, yeah, I fucking did that. He's like, I regret that. And she's like, oh god. Nakotani's like, oh god, is this really gonna happen now? You guys really doing this? He's like, well, senpai helped me get out of my wet clothes. And he took off my clothes. He took my underwear off. And she's just like, oh my god, look at her face. Like, she's about to kill this dog. Yeah, she didn't look like that murderous in the manga. Like, yeah, in the manga she has like that death stare, but in the anime they really emphasize her death. Oh shit, I hit the mic. It really emphasized that death stare. Oh god, she's about to murder this dog. She was wet and not for the reasons you were thinking. And now she's grabbing him. Okay, this part was the same, yeah. She's like, well, whatever, Pochita's my dog. And she's like, well, senpai belongs to me. It's my dog. She's like, well, excuse me, get your hands off of him? This is my dog? Like, no, you first. And then they're having a cat fight right now. Just suffocating him with their tits. He can't breathe, this man is dying. Look at him. She's like, alright, you gotta fucking stop. Hold on, you're killing him right now. The fucking dog, you're killing the dog. She's like, how about you do like some kind of test? How about you fight and see who wins? She's like, wait, we gotta do like a test? Okay. What the fuck are we doing? Alright, so now they're having a competition with Karen versus Kishiro. So now they gotta battle to win Pochita's affection. And she's like, this is really weird, Pochita. Can't you like, don't you agree? And I'm like, but he's a dog, so he can't really agree with what's being said. Alright, so now here's where it gets really silly, but I also think this actually got elevated in the anime compared to the manga. So they have a competition to a house quote-unquote competition to see which house quote-unquote that Pochita will run into. Nose diving face first into a fucking girl's crotch. Like, I can't really sugarcoat it any other kind of way. It's just, alright, who's gonna put the dog in their fucking crotch? And he's just like, wait, there she is. She's like, come on, Pochita. Come on, senpai, over here. She's winking. And she's like, oh, come on, she's like, oh, come on, Pochita, you're my doggy. Come on, you can get in here. Yeah, and they have like this really nice zoom in where you can see a lot of the detail. Not much you can see, but I think you can make out the shape and everything. Which I think is kind of crazy. There's some camel toe there. Was YouTube gonna get mad at me again for doing this? And he's slowly walking to Inukai-san, and he's like, oh, I'm sorry, Usagi. He's like, but she was here first, so this is my pet owner. And she's like, no, senpai is going to be mine! I will not let you have him! If he walks into Inukai's crotch, it'll be the end of all of us. No! And he's like, okay, well, I'm gonna have to cheat. I'll do what Billy Mitchell does and cheat. Oh shit, am I gonna get in trouble for saying that about him? She's like, I can't let her win. She's like, oh hey, look at this giant bone that I got in my crotch right now. And he's like, whoa, it looks less phallic in the anime. In the manga, it looks like she has a penis, which doesn't probably not a bad thing, but and without nobody knowing, especially Nekotani somehow not knowing, she puts it in her crotch, and he's like, okay, where did you get that bone and where are you putting it? He's like, and if you shove that any deeper, you'll actually get boned. Well, you know, since he's a dog and he loves dog bones, he's gonna run straight to the bunny in heat, who'd rather, I'm not sure who's more horny for a dog, his pet owner or the bunny. I don't know, maybe Tsukishiro is low-key a dog fucker, but I don't know, maybe she got some weird connection. Alright, well now Pochito's running towards the crotch of a different girl. So you see, looks like he's more interested in what I have to offer. I don't want to know what you're offering. And she's like, no, Pochito, I'm crying. Like, that's not fair. And then she starts kicking. She's like, hey, don't be a sore loser. And then they start fucking fighting each other, kicking all over the place. And she goes, like, they're going full hooked on the Ken right now. Like, look at these bitches are fighting with their feet. Oh my god, like, look at this shit. She's like, oh, I got him. She's like, oh, you see? His face is in my crotch instead. He's like, wait, I gotta do something. I can't live with Tsukishiro forever. He's like, it's not my fault. And then he sees Inukai-san crying, and he feels really bad about her. He's like, oh, she's crying because I went into the other girl's skirt instead. He's like, shit. He's like, yay, senpai, you're all mine. Yay, yay. She's like, oh, you want something yummy? I'm yummy. She's like, oh, you're so cute. And then the dog bone fell out of her underwear because I guess she wasn't fucking careful. It falls out, and it's like, oh no. Wah, wah. Got exposed for being a fucking cheater. She's like, hey, did you use this bone to get the dog into your private areas? She's like, well, no, I might have. There's no proof. She's like, oh, well, then that means Pochito belongs to Inukai because she didn't fucking cheat. She's like, you see, since you clearly cheated, I have to hand the win to Karen. And she's like, oh yeah, my god, Pochito, yes, you're mine again. I'll never let you go. He's like, oh yay, I'm back with my pet owner. My very weird dog-obsessed pet owner. And, well, now Tsukishiro / Usagi has to face the feet. You'll never have the hots from me. He says, yeah, Pochito says, you might have the hots from me, but I'll never be your dog. Yeah, alright, well now they gotta go home. This competition's over. And pretty much the episode is about to end right here, around this part. He's like, I don't want to see Inukai-san ever cry again. I don't want to see her sad again. So now they're getting ready to go home, and, you know, Tsukishiro apologizes. She's like, alright, look, I'm sorry, but, she's like, I shouldn't have done that. I'm sorry, I cheated, but, look, next time, I'm not losing. And she's like, what the fuck? She's like, alright, fine. So yeah, you'll never take Pochita. And then Pochita's just like, what the fuck is this rivalry? He's like, this is the weirdest fucking rivalry I've ever seen. Yeah, and they're just staring at each other. He's like, weirdest rivalry I've ever heard of. A dog fucker and then somebody who is potentially a dog fucker, so I'm not sure what's going on. Yeah, and then it's conveniently stops raining outside, so after that whole debacle, now they can go home. Yeah, long story short, ended up back with Inukai-san. Yeah, everything's all fine now. And Tsukishiro is very fucking determined to get that dog back into her crotch. She's like, next time you're mine. No way. And that's basically how the episode ends. I'm a little disappointed that it's just like one chapter. To be fair, it's a pretty good chapter. But considering how much happened in the previous two chapters, where we got like Inukai-san's, more of Inukai-san's like character development, or more insight into her character, and more insight into Tsukishiro and how she deeply cares about Pochita deep down when he was a human, and you know what she fucking cares about him like while he's been away for this whole time. But you know, he didn't know that before because he was fucking human, and he didn't know any of these feelings until he was a dog. And you know, now he's struggling between, does he like her? Does he potentially like Nekotani, which I don't know, maybe, or does he care about Inukai-san only, who is his fucking pet owner, and she probably only likes him as his pet. So we're gonna have to find out later. Hopefully I can get this video done on time before like Saturday. It's always gonna be late because these episodes come out on Thursday nights, so I can't work that fast. So I try to get them out by Saturday. But yeah, I'm not sure what's gonna happen. Hopefully I don't get fucking age restricted again. This episode's pretty tame, so I don't see any problems with YouTube unless this anime is just gonna get cursed and everything related to it is just gonna fucking automatically get age restricted because YouTube just doesn't like me. So yeah, that's it. Bye.